Hi guys, and welcome to tutorial number 3. Today we're going to look a little bit deeper into the back-end settings of your Weebly site that you've started to create and look at how you can tweak certain elements of the software. So first of all, we'll go into our Weebly site and we'll log in. Remember where we logged in last time, in that little section in the top right, and you're greeted by your dashboard, which we touched on last time as well. Here we'll find a list of all your websites, and if you remember, we started to create my website called Dan's Badges. So you can either click on Edit Site or you can click on the actual name of the website. So I'll click on Dan's Badges, and then this will open up the editor where we can drag and drop our elements and continue to make our website. So today we're just going to be concerned with the top menu and the tab that says Settings. So there's Elements, Design, Pages and Settings. So if we click on Settings, this will open up an Edit Site Settings section, and I'll just take you through each of the sections of the settings and what they mean and how you can adjust them and how they'll affect your site. So firstly we have address. Now if you remember when you created your site here, you had the option to use a Weebly subdomain, which I did. The second option was of course to purchase a domain through Weebly, and the third option was to have your Weebly site hosted on a domain you've already purchased. So if you wanted to change that here, you can do so, but I don't want to. I'm quite happy with my website at danbadges.weebly.com. The next section is site title, and that's the section of the site that shows at the top above your banner, depending on the kind of layout you've chosen. So Dan's Badges will appear here. There is an option to say whether you want it to show or not, or you can rename the site from this point here. So I don't actually want mine shown at the top, so I'm going to untick that box so it takes it away. The next section is for your favicon. Now, a favicon is basically a small icon that sits at the top of your browser that's associated to the website that you're actually on. So in this case here, we can see through Chrome, we have this little icon, and that's the orange Weebly W. For your site you can choose something else. I'll just show you a quick site that I use. So if you just go into Google and if you search for a favicon, the first result that comes up is the website is favicon.cc, which is the one I've used. I'm sure there's loads out there, but I found these guys really good. So if you go onto their website, favicon is basically an icon file, so the extension will be .ico. So once you've got that, you can have the opportunity to upload it. So you can just browse or you can search. So I may want a badge, so I'll search badge. Brings up all these options, brings them in the kind of exploded pixelated view, or you'll actually see once it's on the browser. So just it's a simple case of clicking download. They're all free. You can even create your own on this website, very flexible, and then you can just upload it to your Weebly site, which is in your settings section here. So click upload. It'll ask you to choose your file and pick it from the location you've set on your computer and upload it. Simple as that. So the next one here we have is site password. You can select certain pages to be password protected, so it's not a case of your whole site being protected. And I'll show you how you can do that in a further tutorial. The next one is a footer message. In this one, of course, the footer is the section at the bottom of the website that shows whatever you want to be shown in there. So I'll just change this one here, so it says create a free website with Weebly, which is great because they want to promote their service. So I'm going to change this to copyright Dan's Badges. Other people have all rights reserved, that kind of thing in that section, but it's up to you. Some people have hyperlinked email addresses and so forth, but that's just the kind of generic option you have down there. And then the last one in this section is navigation. So your menu bar at the top of the website, sometimes the menu bar doesn't have enough space to fit in all the pages that you have listed. So what it does is it says, look, if you want to keep it nice and tidy, we'll group them under a more section, and they can click on that and it'll bring down another menu of all the rest of the tabs that you've chosen, the menus and pages that you have on your website. So just a little kind of tidy up function. That's one of the newer ones that came out this year with Weebly. So that's really good. The next section through here is search engine optimization, or commonly known as SEO. It's a bit of a minefield. Again, we'll cover this in a later tutorial, but this basically gives you the option to set some back-end options with Google, so your site comes up with Google searches, and some analytics so you can pull more detailed reports through Google. Again, we'll go through that in more detail. E-commerce sections, you can sell goods and services through your website. So again, we'll touch on that at a later date, but this does give you the option to sell through multiple currencies, which is fantastic, and merge it with common accounts such as Google Checkout and of course PayPal. The next option is mobile settings. Again, another a new kind of setting for Weebly. They're very good at adding things as they go along, and they're constantly updating it. This is one of the new ones for them. So here we have an option. Everybody these days accesses websites on their smartphone, so Blackberries and iPhones and so forth. If you tick this box here, it just gives you the option of having the site displayed as a mobile site. So the graphics are optimized, they're reduced. Your banner doesn't display. It just loads a lot quicker, and it's a more of a pleasant kind of user experience for people who are accessing via a mobile device. So I recommend that ticks, and it just gives you here an option for a theme, so the basic banner kind of theme. So I'll keep that as black. The next one, and lastly, is a way to archive your site and unpublish it. Excuse me. So this one, if you wanted to back up your site, just in case you wanted to store it anywhere as a zip file, I recommend you do this probably every month or so, just to make sure you don't lose anything. So if they lose your site for whatever reason, you actually have it there as a .zip archived file, which is handy. And of course, if you want to completely take your site down, you can click the unpublish button here. So I'm happy with the settings that I've got for my website. I'll click save, so immediately you can see here where Dan's badges was displayed. I've taken that out, and if we scroll down here to the footer of the website, we can see that it's displayed what I put in that field. So copyright Dan's badges, all rights reserved. So they're just some of the basic settings included in the site. I'll go ahead next and I'll add a favicon to my website, and then we'll have a closer look at how we can actually start bringing in some elements. So we'll start designing a banner, choosing color schemes, fonts, that kind of thing, really get into more of the creative side of making the website. Now that we know the back end and the settings and how the website's going to run, we can really get a bit more creative. So feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Feel free to keep checking back, add comments, requests. It would be great to know any more questions that you may have about Weebly sites and how to create them. Like I said, ask any more questions. It'd be fantastic to hear from you. Thank you.